Welcome into a Friday edition of the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered here by Go Chevrolet. Shout out to our friends over at Go Chevrolet. They're online, GEAUXChevrolet.com. Stop in and see them in LaPlace for brand new cars, or over here in Baton Rouge for Go Express Auto Sales. Remember, online, GEAUXChevrolet.com. Happy Friday morning to you. We are eating this morning. Compliments of our friends from Iverstein's. Looking forward to eating today. The cooking couple will be here for our Foodie Friday. Compliments of Iverstein's. That'll be coming up here before we get out of here at 8:45. Nathan Velasquez will be here at 8:30 this morning. Make sure we send Nathan a link for the live hit, as Nate will be in talking a little bit. I didn't talk about earlier this week. Went and saw Top Gun finally. Top Gun Maverick. Loved it. Can't wait to see it again.
Have you seen it yet, Stewie?
I have not seen it yet.
Damn, Stewie.
It's a must go while it's in theaters in my mind. It won't hit,
I agree.
It won't hit the same at home. Like you have to. That's a sit in the seat and you're like, holy shit.
Yes.
I feel like I'm flying.
Yeah, you do. Like, especially any scene with Tom Cruise in it is, which he's in all of them. But there's some electric parts where like, holy shit, I think this man's actually flying the plane. Like he owns that movie,
right?
The way that they cut around it, I think that he's in a cockpit, but he's not actually flying it. I mean, he's not an air. He's not actually Top Gun Maverick.
I was about to say, Tom's big on doing his own stuff.
No, I know that, but he can't. You have to be like a certified Top Gun. He's not actually that. You're not going to send. If we have World War III, you're not sending Tom out.
They might.
First call, first hit. I mean, if there was like,
I'm not even talking about to fly the planes. I'm just talking about. I mean, this guy's never going to die.
No.
Except for in Top Gun Maverick.
This guy.
Good play. Make sure to hit the like, share button, the comment button. We appreciate you being here on this Friday. Shout out to everybody out there for the interaction this week, man. Really appreciate everybody for supporting and liking and sharing all the stuff that's been coming out of the Jordy Culotta Show this week and over here at FM Digital Media. Looking forward to tonight. The Rougarou, Ronnie Rantz, is going to be here at 8 a.m. coming across enemy lines. We got him to come over to the studio this morning. We'll talk to him at 8 o'clock this morning. Talk a little bit about Jay Johnson's first year, what the offseason is going to look like for LSU baseball. And then, of course, tonight, huge night for the Rougarou, playing the cane cutters. They're bringing out the big guns, and I mean for the opening pitch. First pitch, 6:55 tonight, boys, taking the bump. For one throw, one pitch.
One
Can't
shot.
bounce it. If anything, we're going to overthrow it. I'm going into this thing dry. No training. I talked to Matuk earlier this week. He and I were going to throw a couple around. I texted him and backed out of it. Couple of excuses.
Typical Jordy fashion.
Absolutely. Day of. Within the hour.
Sorry, bro.
Not today.
I got a few things going on.
Not today, dude.
Lil J has basketball practice.
Today.
Doesn't have basketball practice.
Not today.
Knees weak, arms are heavy.
Not today.
Go and ride the bike.
Do you think you'll be nervous where you're on the?
I don't know.
There's a little bit of a heart pound situation,
Sure.
no matter how many people are in the stands or anything like that. But just to toe the mound toe the rubber for the first time in, I would imagine, a long time.
Oh, coach. Plus 20.
You going from the rubber?
Oh,
sure. Absolutely.
For sure.
And dig
What
in there.
What I've been debating is glove or no glove. I think that the glove is kind of a nerd play, kind of a douche play, right?
Yeah, no glove.
But I want to be comfortable up there, and I feel like the glove would be very comfortable.
That's true.
The open-handed baseball throw is you're kind of naked.
Let's put
You
it on
know
the
what I
poll.
mean? Like-
Glove or no glove?
Yeah, glove or no glove tonight on the first pitch. Do you go glove or no glove on the opening pitch? We'll be throwing it out at the Rougarou. If you're looking for something to do on a Friday night, if you are looking for some entertainment tonight, come check out the Rougarou up at Goldsby Field up there right next to Memorial Stadium. If you mention that you heard it on the Jordy Culotta Show, if you mention you heard it on the show, you get in for free, a couple of tickets. Or you get 2 free tickets to the game tonight. So stop in and check out Rougarou action. 7 o'clock first pitch. We'll be out there around 6:30, 6:55. First pitch tonight. Glove or no glove? The poll question is up. Southern Eye Center. Remember, Southern Eye Center located on Jefferson Highway. Our friends over at Southern Eye Center can help you out with any of your vision problems that you may be having. And it's summertime. If you're looking for a selection of sunglasses that can save you money, all you got to do is go into Southern Eye Center on Jefferson Highway. Mention that you heard it here on the Jordy Culotta Show, and they'll take 25% off.
Drew Brees went glove.
See, I knew it.
I mean, he probably went eye black.
Yeah.
He probably taped up. Let me get
Did
a
he
couple
go
more.
full wind up?
What's your move? Are you going from a stretch or wind up?
Wind up would be my if I go wind up, I'd probably. I mean, if I was to make a play at it, I would go wind up, not stretch. But I think you got to go a little bit of a wind up to push off, right? My biggest fear is not getting it there.
Really? You got to get enough arm. Like I said, I've seen you throw the football. You still
But just
have
trusting it to get there. So you overthrow this thing.
Yeah. Apparently the rule of thumb is to aim high. So you don't want to
Makes
want to
sense,
skip
makes
it.
sense.
So whoever's back there, aim at their head, and then groove it in there. You've been there before. You can do it.
I feel
Yeah,
like,
don't
I think I'm gonna
overthink
make
this.
the play.
Don't
Yeah,
overthink
he's
this.
overthinking.
No, I
Yeah.
feel like I'm going to make the play.
Yeah,
Once the lights come on, Coach.
it's time to perform. Sebastian
Absolutely.
Telfair.
I know that we talked a little bit about Brian Kelly stopping by later this week. That was not confirmed. We're hoping to get him confirmed at some point. We do know that Matt House, the LSU defensive coordinator, is going to be in studio 1 week from today. So check out Matt House will be coming up next week here on the Jordy Culotta Show. We'll have a couple of players and coaches here in between then, and hopefully we can nab Coach Brian Kelly before it gets too deep into the summer. But we do have plans for Coach Kelly stopping by. Coach Steeples yesterday was fantastic, man. Joe Sloan the day before that, Jamar Kane earlier this week. All three coaches we appreciate stopping in the studio and giving us a really long-form conversation, which was really cool, man. We appreciate them and their time, obviously, and then all of you for interacting and checking that stuff out. If you haven't heard it, make sure and go back and listen to it. All of our sound is brought back to you by R&B Builders. Rhett Bourgeois and the crew bring back all of our sound here on the Jordy Culotta Show. But all three coaches, man, I think all three of them were fantastic conversations in their own rights. And a lot of people reacting yesterday to Coach Steeples' time here in the studio and what he was talking about and taking over the cornerbacks room over at LSU. So if you have not missed it or if you have not checked it out, go and get it on YouTube. Obviously, you can click on the link that's right there. So check it out there. Andrew Messina, if you go out there with a glove and you bounce it, just walk out of the stadium and go home. I agree.
No
Mike
hat
Mandel.
today too.
Yeah, no hat. That was kind of accidental.
Did you? Are you gonna hat at? You got to go hat at the
Yeah,
ballpark,
definitely
obviously.
Going hat. Definitely going hat.
Hat, glove,
Hat, glove.
smear on the eye black. Maybe you get the first inning if you just keep it going. Throw one. How fast do you think, if they had a radar, how fast do you think you could, if you really were goosed up?
I could probably touch 70-ish. 70-ish, I would think. I mean,
It's a good play for you. 70 is like.
If you went there and burned one in, they would just be like, hey, keep this guy in. Hey,
yeah.
he's hot. Keep him
You want to
in.
get a uniform, Jordy?
Yeah. What number?
sign me up, Ryan. Can you afford me?
We're in contract negotiations already.
Yeah.
If you went up there and did throw just a banger, just a big 12-6 Barry Zito, they would be like, oh, shit. Make the catcher kind of get on two knees
right.
and block it up.
Little scoop. Yeah. 0-2 got him chasing.
Yeah. Do the circle around the mound. Get a rosin bag.
Point at the family.
Little Jay, that's for you. Take notes.
You cannot do possibly worse than 50 Cent. 50 Cent is the worst, right? That's the worst one.
Yeah,
Yes.
I would say so, yes.
I mean, he
There was
throws a pop-up like to the out,
like-
over
We had a
past the foul
cameraman.
line. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a tough throw.
And it wasn't on accident.
No.
I mean,
No.
it wasn't on purpose.
Yeah,
it was
he-
like, that's how he thought you throw a baseball.
Yeah.
Incredible how unathletic 50 Cent is.
And that's the last person I would tell that to.
No doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Old 50, prom 50 is terrifying.
Yeah.
If you throw out the first pitch and it doesn't make it to home plate, you need to hang your head and run off the field. Yeah, I mean, we can't underthrow tonight. Can't underthrow. I feel like I'm going to get it there. Ronnie Rantz is going to be here at 8 o'clock this morning. Remember, check out all of our stuff. If you have missed anything this week, Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors is the big story for today from a national standpoint. From a local standpoint, the LSU football camp, the Elite Skills Camp is wrapping up here today at noon, and then you will have a host of official visitors that will be in for the weekend. So a huge recruiting week and weekend for LSU football. The Elite Skills Camp coming up today. After yesterday on campus, and really a lot of the high-end players, a lot of the names in this recruiting cycle, all in Baton Rouge, all kind of taking it in And then, as we said, Brian Kelly will have a lot of guys throughout the weekend from an official visit. I saw Mac Markway, the big tight end from St. Louis over at DeSmet High School, who Robert Steeple was the former head coach over there, is in this weekend on his official taking it in. So we'll talk a little bit about that. We've got a text in to Glenn West, Big G, over at Go 247 now. Glenn is covering recruiting for 247 Sports. We'll see if we can't get him in here.
Elevate.
And see if we can't get him to recap yesterday and then talk about some of the offers that are going out. They've been handing out a lot of offers over at LSU over the last couple of days. So we will see if we can't get an update and a setup of how that camp is going from the elite skills camp that's happening on LSU's campus. Warriors won their 4th championship last night in the last 8 years. For the 4th time in the last 8, the Golden State Warriors won the NBA championship. They beat Boston last night 103-90. Steph Curry bounced back from a terrible Game 5 to have a tremendous Game 6 as he had 34 points last night. He was 12 of 21 from the field. He made 6 3-pointers last night. He also handed out 7 assists, grabbed 2 boards, and took away 2 steals. He had a huge impact on Game 6. Draymond Green, who we talked about earlier this week with Coach Jamar Kane. Kane and I were exchanging some text early this morning about last night's Golden State win. He's a huge Warriors fan, and Draymond played his best game of the series last night in Game 6. He knocked down 2 3-pointers. He did have 5 turnovers, which was very sloppy, but the way that he was able to score last night, the way that he was able to defend, the way that he was able to pass the ball last night was really kind of the difference maker. As when Boston was trying to get it close, and there was a couple of times where they were able to cut into the Golden State lead, the Warriors was just extended back out to +10. They had stretches last night where they were out and running where they've looked as good as they ever had throughout this run. I thought that there were some instances last night. Andrew Wiggins, I think, is about to become an NBA superstar next season. He feels like a guy like Brandon Ingram that next year around the All-Star break, you'll start marketing those guys from the NBA standpoint. You know, you ride around big cities. I was in New Orleans yesterday, and a lot of the NBA billboards, the way that they market the NBA is a lot of times they're marketing the opposing team's best player, whoever's coming in, you know, to the city to play a game. You're usually marketing the other team's best player to sell tickets and see if you can't drive people to the ticket window. Andrew Wiggins is about to become that dude for Golden State. And I know Steph Curry's got a lot of great basketball ahead of him. And Steph Curry, for what he did for his legacy last night, I think he closed the book on anything that you can say about Steph Curry that, you know, may be negative around his career. A lot of people out there, I was not one of them. I think Steph Curry's greatness is on display every single time he's on a basketball floor. I think he's an all-time top player at his position. I think he's one of the best point guards ever to play. He might be the best when you just start talking and breaking down the. He's without question the NBA's best shooter of all time. He is a special, generational, impactful, just superstar. And last night, getting that MVP trophy, which he deserved throughout this series, I think really kind of closes the book on anything that you can really say contrarian to Steph Curry being a first ballot, you know, NBA Hall of Famer, one of the all-time greats, one of the top 50 players, one of the best at his positions, championship winner. I mean, and it feels like he's got like 4 or 5 years left of playing at this level. I mean, the way that he moves around out there and he still knocks down shots it's so impressive, the way that he plays the game. I mean,
34.
He's fundamentally so sound. He was still last night having Marcus Smart like chasing him around last night with his ball handling and being able to get to the rim. He makes that look very easy, and that is a very difficult thing to do in sports, is break down a defender in the open floor, a guy like Marcus Smart, and be able to get to the rim at 6'3" amongst people that are 6'9", 6'8", 6'11", that can move like they're, 5'10". So, I mean, Steph Curry's greatness and brilliance in basketball, to me, has really always been there, but last night slammed the door shut on anything that you can really say, in my opinion, about Steph Curry's overall career game legacy, what he's going to mean to the sport forever. I mean, that
was his most important ring, right? It felt like it after you could see in the celebration.
You saw the emotion.
Yeah, it felt like that was one where for him it was, this is mine. This was my ring to win. It finally felt like he was the catalyst of the team to be able to say, I'm the guy that won the ring. Like, he was the first person to be, I'm gonna win Finals MVP. I'm gonna win a ring, and there's nothing you can say about it. No more legacy talk. No more. I had Andre Iguodala win Finals MVP. I had Kevin Durant win Finals MVP. I had a broken Klay Thompson coming off 500 days of no basketball essentially. Then I had Draymond Green, who's playing prison rules basketball. So it was essentially just Steph that had he averaged 28 points a game. Like that, there were 30. He had the one Steph game where it goes a little wayward, and that's never really happened in terms of not making a three in a game. But for him to be able to step up and go, I'm just going to knock down 5 in Boston to clinch this thing, and we're calling it. Like, that was the ultimate win on the road. This is who I am. I'm still Steph Curry. And you could see it all over the emotion. Like, after the game was over, he's like, I just clinched essentially my legacy.
Absolutely. Donnie T, Boston fell off of a cliff as soon as Jordy crowned him after Game 3.
You want him to go big?
They fell off of a cliff, Donnie. After that game, I said they were unbeatable. I don't think they broke 100 since then.
You know who was still good was Bob Williams.
Yeah.
He's still dominant in the middle.
He is.
But they found a way around it a little bit.
Well, that was kind of the deal. I mean, like they're the parts that were really separating them through games 1 and 3 were not showing up. I mean, like Al Horford played pretty good last night.
But he was their best player.
Yeah, he was their best player. But I mean, outside of that, they couldn't buy anything from their ancillary parts. And yes, Donnie, you're right. I was the kiss of death for the Celtics.
Kingmaker.
Who do you need? Who do you want?
What do you want?
Yeah,
What's the bet?
Ride the cane cutters tonight. That's all I can tell you. Dwayne Dumars, if you throw the first pitch and it doesn't reach the plate, Lil J has to take the basketball lessons from that angry dad that was yelling at his kid in an AAU basketball game. I might throw it out of the stadium now, Dwayne.
Soft pack cigarette man.
Brad David, is Steve Kerr one of the best coaches of all time? Where does he rank? It's a good discussion. I think that when you look at how many now has Steve Kerr won? He's won 4. He won all 4 with with Golden State, but he won 5 as a player.
He has 9.
So he's got 9 total rings. When
Gotta get that
when
thumb
you look
fitted.
at his with his overall legacy, but I think that Steve Kerr absolutely will go down as a top 10 all-time great coach with what he has done to the Golden State Warriors. I know that we have debated this and we've talked about this, especially I think it was last summer when the Last Dance documentary came out and we talked about the greatness of Phil Jackson. I believe that Phil Jackson is one of the great coaches in any sport of all time, bar none. I think what he was able to accomplish and bring superstars together and get them to buy in and win championships with the players that he did, whether it was Jordan and Pippen or Kobe and Shaq. Somebody had to get those guys focused and bought in. And other people, countless amounts of people, failed to do that. And even in this Golden State, run, Mark Jackson, and we talked about this a little bit. I mean, this has got to be such a tough spot for Mark Jackson to sit courtside and has called pretty much all of these championship runs for Golden State. I mean, he's the guy that drafted a lot of these players. He was the guy that was initially thought to be really kind of the architect, designer, and head coach on this Golden State run. And look, I mean, NBA circles will tell you, and reading through some of the press, and I know that I was reading the book, the Golden State book from Ethan Strauss, covering the Kevin Durant years. Which is a great read. I forget the title of the book, but Ethan Strauss's book about the Golden State Warriors during that time talks about Mark Jackson. I mean, Jackson really, he got along with players, but really he turned a lot of people off by how much he brought up religion.
The Victory Machine.
The Victory Machine by Ethan Strauss is a great read. It's a fantastic read. And Kevin Durant, in reading that book, has to be waking up to a very lonely feeling this morning after, really listening and reading Strauss's depiction of Golden State during that time. He's got great sources, and it's a great read. Go check it out. But Mark Jackson, out of that book comes, kind of the story of Jackson. I mean, he was the one that was really fighting to draft Steph Curry. He really was, somebody early on that was, seeing how Golden State needed to be constructed. They weren't playing like they play now, shooting all the threes and getting out and running. Steve Kerr brought, that mindset to him. But, I mean, Mark Jackson was the one that really put these teams together, the Steph, the Clay, the Draymond stuff. And, he sat courtside and called all of these runs. I mean, I'm sure he's making some good money and he's around the game. And I saw where he signed.
Just in the corner videotaping.
He has signed with Clutch agency, with LeBron's agency, in trying to get back into the league, in trying to get somebody to hire him. But I think the rap and the reputation that he has is that, look, he's a preacher and he is a very godly man, which, I support and, have no problems with. But I think that the reason why he can't get back in the league, or I don't think the story around Jackson is that he can't get back in because he pushes that stuff so hard in the locker room and it turns off a lot of the players. But now, it didn't work out for Jackson in Golden State, and Steve Kerr was able to take that over. And a lot like Phil Jackson when he took over the Chicago Bulls from Doug Collins, once Kerr took the leadership role at Golden State, it all just kind of fell into place. And, I think we look at that stuff and say, yeah, well, I mean, how can't you coach Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond Green and Jordan Poole and Gary Payton? I mean, Payton's dunk last night, that dude has got some next level hops.
Papa didn't have it like that.
No.
Papa Gary wasn't getting up like that.
He was a good athlete, but he didn't jump like that. He didn't move like that. I mean, his explosion is like Tyrus Thomas and, who was our boy? Marlon Taylor.
Yeah.
I mean, he jumps
above the rim,
out the building. I think Tatum thought he was going to block that dunk last night, and he looked
like slam ball.
Kept elevating kept going up.
Tatum's
out of nowhere, 2 steps and just went yam.
And the sound of it,
dude.
I'm telling you, the rim. He's next
broken
level
elbow
athlete. In a room full of world class athletes. He stands out tremendously. So that's what I'm saying. Golden State might be better next year. I mean, Wiseman hadn't even played.
He's just sitting in the back. If you watch the trophy presentation, he's sitting in the back. Somebody must have been telling him, this is going to be you soon, because he's locked in, yes. I'm ready for it.
The Tim Duncan to LeBron James, this is going to be your league.
Yeah.
This is going to be your moment soon. I'm sure that they've been preaching that to him because, obviously, the way that Golden State's almost failed forward. For them to be able to be in that position to lose a ton of games, was it 2 years ago, where they have a top 2 pick, and it's weren't they in the finals the year before that or 2 years before that? And you're this has been a dynastic run, and then they fall forward into a top 2 pick. You get James Wiseman, you insert him, you almost can build around him and start taking some of that pressure off Steph. And it's because I don't think you can run around and play the way that he's been playing for very much longer. He exerts so much effort on the offensive end to get open and to bring the ball up the floor. And he's always you can't take people off the dribble forever. You see Chris Paul, the way his game is transformed to where he starts hitting a little bit of middies. He picks and chooses his spot. Steph's going to have to eventually devolve into that to where I can't get you 40 a night. When you need it, I can give you 30, but it's not going to be every night. And I think that you can start easing some of that pressure off of him in the regular season, start kind of molding Wiseman to be, look, we're building this around you, kick, drive, find open, learn how to be a passer. And then that's how this kind of thing continues to go. Or you just add LeBron James.
Well, and I think Andrew Wiggins, like we talked about, he feels like he is going to be the face, or at least he's going to be Clay to Steph over the next 3 years. I think that Clay is, he's not Klay Thompson that he once was. He played okay last night. He didn't shoot the ball spectacularly well, but he knocked down shots. But going into the future, he's
Danny Green.
He's not. I don't know if that's probably a good comparison in the sense of that's how you'll start to look at his game. but his minutes are going to fall off on Golden State's squad because I think that you're going to have to find some type of resolution for his fall off. And to me, I think that with what Wiggins and Jordan Poole and these youngsters that they have, I mean, when you look at Golden State, and I mean, early in this series, you were wondering, can they match the athleticism and the youth of Boston, and where can they find it? And getting Gary Payton back into the lineup and seeing, Jordan Poole starting to kind of get comfortable within the series, and Andrew Wiggins getting out and running. Boston had no answer for him when he's opened up. I mean,
how old do you know how old Andrew Wiggins is?
If I was to guess, I'd say he's 26.
27.
27.
He's been in the league forever.
Right,
feels
but I remember
like.
he was drafted very young.
Yeah, 1 year out of Kansas.
Yeah, but that year at Kansas, he was like 17 because he was from Canada.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't a typical, American-bred basketball player where they're held back.
Maple Jordan.
What I mean? Right, where they're 19, 20 years old coming out of high school. So, Wiggins feels like he is entering his prime. I mean, Wiggins feels like he is set to be, a face of the league over the next couple of years.
And he's in the right spot to do it.
Yeah.
Do you think that the way that this team has kind of almost turned back the clock a little bit, we talked about them getting old, and it does feel like the old guard is leaving. I don't know how much more we're going to get out of Draymond. We talked about Clay getting a little bit older. Steph is going to have range forever. But then you bring in Jordan Poole, Wiggins. We talked about Wiseman. How much longer do you think this turned back the clock a little bit for Steve Kerr to be able to coach this team for how many more years?
Oh, I think that Kerr is locked in. I think that Kerr looks at he's a Phil Jackson guy. If you hear him talk about his experience with Phil Jackson, you can tell how much that impacted him on his career. And I think he wants to do similarly what Phil was able to do to the players that he coaches now. I mean, he now comes with a certain respect, or has had the respect, but the more championships you reel off, just the deeper and greater that respect grows. Now, when you walk into the locker room, I mean, you have this cachet to you of almost a basketball savant, some type of basketball legend that you can access and be able to find the answers out to just about anything. So I think that Kerr is about to hit maybe like the golden age of his coaching career, where you've got all these rings and established players and the things that some of the things and stuff that Steph Curry says about Steve Kerr and his development and what it's meant is only going to add to his credibility, and the love that guys like Draymond Green have for Steve Kerr that he talks about openly is only going to strengthen the bond in between Kerr and the locker room. I think that Kerr is going to be the face of Golden State for the next 5 to 7 years. I mean, I don't see them going really anywhere. I only really see them getting better. I really do. I think that when you talk about what they didn't have this year, in James Wiseman, and what they got back in players like Gary Payton and what he adds to Golden State and what he allows you to do. Jordan Poole's continuing to develop. Steph is getting better with age. And, now you're looking up, and Draymond's your 4th, 5th guy on the floor, and that's where he plays comfortably. People are saying, what are you going to do with Draymond? You just let him continue to be Draymond. He doesn't have to go game 6 for you to win the game. It helps if he knocks down a couple of 3-pointers and hands out assists, but as long as he's rebounding and defending, that's all you can really ask for him, because you've got, Curry and Wiseman coming back, and Poole, and these guys that are hitting shots, Wiggins. So I really think that Golden State could rip off 3 more of these things before Steph hangs it up.
And you talk about winning rings and stuff. Did you see the Selly? Mm-hmm. He hit him with the Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
And then they say he credited Aaron Donald with it. Where do you think Aaron Donald got it from? The first person I've ever seen do it was Joe Burrow. Mm. And so he hits him with the ring. Aaron Donald did it in the Super Bowl against Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow obviously did it in the national championship. The Joe Burrow legacy lives forever. The man has invented a different kind of swag where it's just very subtle and very cool, but it's like slit your throat. It's game over. Got you.
Assassin.
Steph Curry, you could tell last night that one meant a lot to him. He had heard a lot of the things that people have been saying about Golden State and about Steph Curry during this run. He let out a lot of emotion after that game went final last night, and I think even some of those types of celebrations of letting people know that he got another ring and what it means to him, his legacy is only. Really, you could see that stuff, just how much it affected him in the build up to last night.
And that's what's crazy. It kind of felt like the end of an era, even though it feels like it's not even close to over. But for maybe that trio, that big three, was like a bookend for them. And you saw Andre Iguodala celebrate on the bench because he's probably going to retire. How many rings does he have? Yeah. I mean, he gets another one with the Warriors, and it feels like he's probably going to be a bench coach. He's getting that Udonis Haslem treatment. But another person that was all in on it was Aisha. Was big into that. She was, all right, this is my moment too. Okay, for the brand.
Does nobody find it weird that Steph's parents still kind of mingle, but they don't?
They're wife swapping.
Yeah,
well, I think they got caught up in some bad pineapple stuff. To me, yeah. I mean, I think that's where it goes wrong.
So, do you know what the story was? The guy that she's dating
is his college best friend,
right? And
it was,
and the wife that Dell is with,
right,
is his wife.
Right. They've divorced for another couple, right?
A quadruple,
and it was their best friends.
It's bizarre.
The college roommate of Dell Curry is now dating Dell's ex-wife, and Dell's dating his ex-wife. So they used to hang and vacation. I mean,
I bet
put
they
the puzzle pieces together.
Yeah, we just need one hotel room.
Right. Right.
One bed. 4?
Or we could get conjoining rooms.
Yeah,
just leave the door open.
It is a weird,
strange.
But
were they both there last night?
Yes.
And they were all on the floor. I saw Dell and I saw the wife. But I didn't see the two other people.
They probably stay out of those moments. But I mean, the cameras have caught
them
all hugged up. You know what I mean? All of them.
And if you remember, Dell, was it 3 years ago, when he was on the floor with 4 baddies, smokers on the side, 4 seats, feet on the wood.
And that's why I'm taking away this assumption of how they ended up in this scenario. Is that Dell gave you a little peek into his lifestyle. You know what I mean?
I'm not done yet.
Yeah, right. We keeping count?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll sit courtside tonight. Let y'all see what I'm about.
What I'm toe tagging.
Right? Exactly.
I got a body count. An assassin.
And once you saw that, you were like, oh, okay. All right.
Half your age, Dell.
Wow.
Dude, you got a Dell.
Yeah. Remember Daily, we are brought to you by our friends over at Men's Total Health. Was over there yesterday, saw Mike Roach and the crew. We appreciate you for getting in and supporting us over there on Veterans Memorial Avenue in New Orleans. Remember, over in Vets, you can stop in and see Men's Total Health if you suffer from low T, if you are losing testosterone, or if you're curious. If you are, stop in and check out Mike Roach and his team for a consultation today. Online, menstotalhealth.net. If you want to learn more about it, menstotalhealth.net to learn about it. But Mike Roach is back home in New Orleans after spending a decade plus and getting incredible experience within this trade over in Houston for the last decade. Now comes back home and really bringing that experience to New Orleans, to South Louisiana. He can help you today if you are suffering from depression, exhaustion, if you're losing your sex drive, if you are having trouble sleeping, if you can't keep your muscle mass on, if you're just getting old, you feel like you're getting old, man, you're not remembering stuff, stop in and check out Mike Roach over at Men's Total Health. menstotalhealth.net is where you can find them online. They're located on Vets in New Orleans. Stop in and see them. Make sure you told them and tell them that you heard it right here on the Jordy Culotta Show. We appreciate all of you who have stopped in there yesterday. I was over with Mike Roach and his great team and said that there have been a lot of people that have come through and said that they have heard the show. That helps us out tremendously. So stop in and see Mike and the team over there at Men's Total Health. menstotalhealth.net. We'll be right back with more of the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet. Remember, we're eating in an hour. We'll be talking to the Foodie Friday. The cooking couple will be here. They'll be cooking up some meats from Iverstein's, just like we do every Friday on Foodie Friday. We'll also talk to Ronnie Rantz, who's going to stop in here at 8 o'clock this morning. Big night for the Rougarou at the Cane Cutters in town. Jordy Culotta Show night over there. If you mention the Rougarou tonight, if you show up and mention that you're heard it on the Jordy Culotta Show, 2 free tickets. You and a +1 getting into the game tonight at 7 o'clock. 6:55 first pitch. 7 o'clock, game starts for the Rougarou and the Cane Cutters. If you're looking for something to do on a Friday night, come check it out. We'll be back with more of the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet. Inspiration, man.
Appreciate it.
I cannot wait to watch your group play. And the reason we said this to the public, we wanted to get you on, is because everybody that's come through here, recruit, player in the locker room, coaches, have mentioned your name of making an impact on their time or their decision to be at LSU. So keep doing it right, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Like I said, you give our guys a platform. They come in talking about the show, so
yeah.
This is awesome. Nice setup too. I might steal one of these couches.
Yeah, you got it, bro. You got it. We got a lot of gear for you.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it.
LSU cornerbacks coach Robert Steeple's in with us for that was great inspiration, man.
Appreciate it.
I cannot wait to watch your. Red Stick Sports, a local staple in Baton Rouge to all sports fans, was founded back in 1981 and has remained a family business for over 40 years. Today, they still have the great selection on the floor, but they're also a leader in custom apparel for businesses, sports teams, and other groups. Take it from us, everybody over here at FM Digital Media. They help us out with all of our apparel. Let them help you out today. Go ask for Cody over at Red Stick Sports. Check him out online at redsticksports.biz. True Blue Water, true hydration at its finest. Right now, you're only a few minutes away from getting your 5-gallon water delivered to you, just like we are over here at the UDL. All you got to do is log on to truebluewater.com. That's TRU, bluewater.com. The website's fantastic over at truebluewater.com. You can get your service and find out how quick it is. You can schedule a delivery, even hop on the billing system right there at truebluewater.com. TRU, bluewater.com. Go Chevrolet is proud to announce Go Express Auto Sales, the new used car lot located in the capital city of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, at 11522 Florida Boulevard. Go Express Auto Sales is online at goexpressautosales.com, or you can search them on Facebook and social media at Go Express Auto Sales, the newest addition to the family of Go Chevrolet. Remember, Go Chevrolet is located down in Laplace, Louisiana, but now welcoming aboard Go Express, the new used car lot located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana at 11522 Florida Boulevard. All right, welcome back here to the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet. Check out our friends online at GEAUXChevrolet.com. We are looking forward to eating our Foodie Friday. Compliments of Iverstein's every Friday here. Our food, I believe Iverstein's is now open at the new spot. We will check with our big fella, Josh from Iverstein's will be here. The thespian from Minnesota.
He kind of scares me.
Who is the butcher also.
It slightly scares me.
What a nickname.
He kind of gives off Dexter vibes.
Oof.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're a butcher,
butcher.
you know where to hit. You know where all the joints are.
Yeah, you know where to cut.
Yeah. They're very clear. If you're in a pinch, call the guy.
Yeah.
Pinch us all.
Hey guy.
That a fact.
Hey Josh. I
I need you to stop by.
Yeah, I got a little something going on right now.
Can you brine a human being?
Can you turn a human into sausage?
Yeah.
What's the correct knife you use to use when cutting a hip?
Yeah. Excuse me?
Just come over. Just come over.
It's Thanksgiving. It's May.
So Iverstein's cooking couple coming up here, 8:45 this morning. Looking forward to catching up with Nathan Velasquez, 8:30 this morning. Nate will be here. Get his thoughts on the latest in Hollywood. You see what's going on with the latest with the movies. I finally saw Top Gun Maverick earlier this week. I know Stewie still has not seen it. Stewie, have you seen the original yet?
Yeah, I have seen the original.
All right. What'd you think?
It was good. It was
Good?
good. Primetime TV.
Yeah.
Tom's Tom.
Yeah.
Would you say second's better than the first?
I would not. I would not. I would not. I think
first
it's.
one's so
I think it's. I
heavy.
think it's a great sequel.
Yes.
I think it's a fantastic sequel, and especially one that was produced. 30 plus years later.
Don't tell Tom that. Looks like they made it the day after.
They do. But the second one is such a ode to the first one that I think that, that kind of answers the question for you. Like, they recognize how great the first one was, and they almost just tried to recreate it 35 years later with, an updated cast, but still keeping the same storylines, right? I mean...
well, that's movie porn. Like, that storyline, like, that's cinematic.
But, I mean,
this is the
even
go-to.
like this one, without trying, no spoilers, I mean, like, they rarely fight.
It's a lot of training.
Yes.
It's a lot of... I'm not going to say it, but it's a lot of very, very Tom.
Sure.
Tom had his fingerprints all over
Make
this
no mistake
one.
about it.
This
The
is
only
Tom.
way that this is getting made
is if
Cruz is in every single scene,
Everything.
or it's about Maverick for every scene.
There was somebody that said in the original when he's on the motorcycle and he sees the jets go by whenever he's landing at the Top Gun training or whatever. They're like, I bet that wasn't even the script. That was just Tom Cruise being like, hell yeah, fucking going fast.
Absolutely.
Put me on camera, real quick.
Roll.
I don't hate that it's a ode to Cruise. I mean, I think that I love Tom Cruise. I really do. I mean, his acting. I could care less about his politics and his religion and all that stuff. But when I pay my ticket and go watch him at the movie theater, I'm always left feeling like, man, I got my money's worth.
Mission Impossible fan?
I'm okay. Mission Impossible. I don't mind it. You know what I mean? But I think everybody's got work that is not his best.
Yeah.
I would call that Mission Impossible. But like everything, I mean, I A Few Good Men,
Cocktail,
Risky
Cocktail
Business.
is a wild
Cocktail is
ride.
great. Have you seen LSU in Cocktail?
In the bar?
When he goes to the bar, and it's the LSU Georgia game, 87 is playing behind him. When he goes and talks to his uncle, trying to figure out what's he going to do? Should I go back to school or should I be a bartender? That LSU game in Athens, Coach. If I had to do it again, I would think that working an island summer gig bartending would probably be a great play.
Yeah.
Ever since I was a young boy, I've always wanted to do the chair job at the beach, where they just lift up chairs.
A phenomenal one.
I mean, it's hard work.
Almost
twice.
like being like a part of like a golf course grounds crew during the summer. You know what I mean? Like just around some type of
Fun.
outdoor sun activity where you don't have to work a lot. You know what I mean? We're here for 6 hours. The whole crew's kind of going to the spot after we get off at the beach anyway.
They don't police you. They're
right.
very
I mean, just
very
be here.
laissez-faire. Yeah.
All I'm asking is for
they're
you to
this
be
all
here.
day, and they're like, "Can I get some chairs? Is your name on the ticket?" No.
Yeah.
Nah, it's okay.
Sorry,
Like,
bro.
don't
Driving a four-wheeler
Yeah,
around.
maybe.
Yeah.
Like all they do is just get tan and chill. And they're like, they have to work at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day. For 8 hours, they're sitting there with a Mai Tai going, hope you all have fun. Like, I'm not responsible for anybody that gets in the water. I'm just responsible to make sure those chairs don't go in the water.
Yep.
Like, you can move them as close as you want, take an umbrella, and then you get a little workout in at the end, get a little pump.
Yeah, no doubt.
And they probably
Keep it in
clean
shape.
up.
Got to.
Whew.
Got to.
30-minute break, relief med, real quick.
Oh, all day.
Oh, all day.
Every day.
All day.
Those are good.
Yep.
Not just.
Can you get those
not
for
to
me,
mention
actually?
Just the interaction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just the face-to-face interaction, which I believe has been lost. Like I think that we are trying to get back to it. I feel like there is a there's almost like a struggle of getting back to it. I went and met Kelly yesterday in New Orleans. I was in New Orleans on some business meetings and then shot
yourself up.
and then I went to Inside New Orleans and filmed it with Eric Asher yesterday afternoon. And in between the meetings and lunch, I went to meet Kelly at her office. She's back doing 2 days a week where she was kind of working. She was commuting and then remotely working from home. And now they're kind of integrating everybody back into the office. And there was this, just feeling around downtown New Orleans when I was walking from my car to meet her at lunch that, everybody's kind of like, now look, the sun's out, everybody's kind of outside, but this loss of face-to-face interaction feels like everybody's trying to catch back up on it. When we went and met at lunch, everybody was like sitting there talking, and it felt like a lot like pre-pandemic, right? Where, it feels like we lost a lot of our social skills, just a lot of the face-to-face interaction that you had on a daily basis where, you forget how much that means to your overall mental health.
Yeah.
Really. For somebody like...
even for you, somebody
in our business, yeah. In sales. Even if you're just talking shop, I'm not as... I don't need the social aspect as much as everybody else does. I feel like I don't... I'm probably more antisocial than I am
which would shock
social.
People.
But still, even just getting out and talking business with someone in their office, interacting with other people, asking people how their day is, what's going on in family life, just being able to refine a social skill. You know what I mean? You don't realize. It's a lot like riding a bike. It's a lot like doing anything. If you don't do it and you're not repping it, or you're not practicing it, or you're not taking part in it, you kind of lose the interest and you lose the skill of being able to really do it. So I think that I don't know how we got here, but I just feel
Beach
like
chairs.
it would be a great place to interact with people.
Exactly, because you almost, and it's the same thing for if you work at a bar in New Orleans, or if you were like a hostess in New Orleans or a host in New Orleans. Like, you kind of set the tenor of the evening with your personality. If you're like somebody at the beach that's very uptight and you have that job, like, this guy's breathing down my neck, like, I'm trying to relax.
This guy's an
If you
asshole.
put out the straw hat, relief med, you're like, oh, okay, I'm about to have a great time. Like,
Sunglasses.
this guy's not going to bother me. He'll get my chair maybe. Perfect. We're all on the same page. If you have somebody that's very engaging at at a restaurant or something where it's like, hey, how you doing? Like, you feel very comfortable. And that's something that's kind of been lost because you lost that P2P interaction, that like person to person, like people are still sharpening that skill back again. That knife is kind of dull for a little bit of people, but for us during whenever like everything was shut down, like we still had to work. We still came in and did the show every day. And I feel like that's why I never really lost some of that skill because we still had to entertain a little bit.
Yeah.
Same. I was still working at Walmart, so like I was still
you were
socializing.
cooked.
Like,
Take it.
no, I don't want to make your paint. You want to make it yourself? Yes. Okay.
Go for it.
Wait, Stewie, you worked at Walmart?
Yes,
And
I
then he
worked
got
at Walmart.
cucked by Walmart.
I worked at Walmart for 3 years.
I
They
could
got
run into a
cucked by
better
it.
Walmart employee than Stewie. Take it.
Yeah, like take it. Like I don't care.
Yeah,
like
He
right.
saw a man
Yeah.
put a scooter together and ride it out the store.
I watched a kid put a scooter together. A kid, not a man. A kid put a scooter together. This is in Burbank Walmart. Put a scooter together. This right before Christmas. He put the scooter together. Went to the register with the scooter. Had it at the register. Nobody told him anything. He rode it out the store. He comes back because we'd lock our door at like 8 o'clock. He comes back running through the locked doors. Goes get a TV, runs back out the locked doors, I said that kid's about to have the best Christmas of his life.
He probably went back and was like, "This Walmart don't give a damn, man.
It's not even buy one get one.
Wrote this thing out the store. I put it together on aisle 8. Nobody said anything.
He's just scooting out.
Some black dude with dreads was just sitting there watching me do it the whole time and didn't say anything to me.
He's like,
Bro, grab me one.
man.
Can you carry
Damn,
two?
bro. How you know how to put this together?
This man's in there tinkering. Put it. All right, that works here. Like, yeah, you put it together, you can have it, bro. As long as I don't have to do it for you.
Yeah, you went through all that work to put that thing together. Go ahead.
That's
bro.
yours.
That's yours.
What a Saturday.
What a day.
He's probably there every day.
Oh, he probably went back
No
eight
doubt.
days a week.
There was people that would come in there like literally just to steal. Like they knew
Sure.
they could steal from there.
Absolutely.
And like our one guy that would catch people stealing, he'd like be on the aisles like he was a Navy SEAL, like creeping on them. I'm like, bro, you're taking this way too serious. It's just Walmart's money. Like, it's not your money. They're not taking anything out of your pockets, I promise you.
Let him put the scooter together.
Yeah, like, let the kid go.
Barker Brothers Plumbing and Works. Remember, Barker Brothers Plumbing and Works, they've got experienced carpenters and plumbers on staff. So if you're planning an
They
industrial
will steal your shit.
or a residential remodel of any kind, Barker Brothers can help you out today. Number 1 and the number 2 business. They cover greater Baton Rouge area to the Gulf Coast. No website or no social media. Dial them up, 225-776-2431. 776-2431. Mention the Jordy Culotta Show and receive 15% off over there at Barker Brothers Plumbing and Works. Looking forward to catching up with Ronnie Rantz. We will talk to him about LSU baseball. We'll talk to him about his transition into ownership of the Baton Rouge Rougarou and how that's gone. By tonight's promotion, they're looking for all the help that they can get at being that it's Jordy Culotta Show night and that we are throwing out the first pitch. Rantz will be in here in a couple of minutes. If you have any baseball questions or anything you want us to ask old Jumbo, get it inside of the app. Hashtag Ask Jumbo, and we'll ask Ronnie here in a couple of minutes. We'll be back with more of the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet.
Big guy. Ugh.
The Jordy Culotta Show is brought to you daily by Morales Roll-Offs. Morales Roll-Offs provides dumpster rentals for residential and commercial needs in Baton Rouge and surrounding areas. Morales has roll-off dumpsters ranging from 10 yards to 40 yards to accommodate all of your disposal needs. Search online, moralesrolloffs.com. The Jordy Culotta Show is brought to you by A-Bears Lawn Maintenance. Commercial or residential, A-Bears Lawn Maintenance is ready to work. A-Bears can tackle all your homeowners association requirements. Call Blake at 225-485-8022. A-Bears Lawn Maintenance.
True Blue Water, true hydration at its finest. Right now, you're only a few minutes away from getting your 5-gallon water delivered to you, just like we are over here at the UDL. All you got to do is log on to truebluewater.com. That's TRU, bluewater.com. The website's fantastic over at truebluewater.com. You can get your service and find out how quick it is. You can schedule a delivery, even hop on the billing system right there at truebluewater.com. TRU, bluewater.com. Go Chevrolet is proud to announce Go Express Auto Sales, the new used car lot located in the capital city of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, at 11522 Florida Boulevard. Go Express Auto Sales is online at goexpressautosales.com, or you can search them on Facebook and social media at Go Express Auto Sales, the newest addition to the family of Go Chevrolet. Remember, Go Chevrolet is located down in Laplace, Louisiana, but now welcoming aboard Go Express, the new used car lot located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana at 11522 Florida Boulevard. Do you have questions about your finances? Are you looking for recommendations from a skilled financial advisor? Get in touch with our friend Daniel Newman over at Edward Jones. You can find him easily by logging online and shooting him an email at daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. That is daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. Whether it is help with your 401k or just fiscal advice heading into the new season, get in touch with Daniel today. Best way to do it? Email him, daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. He's our experienced financial advisor. Let him be yours, daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. Welcome back here to the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet. Your eyes are not deceiving you here on the Jordy Culotta Show this morning as we welcome in a great friend of our program, somebody who had the great idea to go to the Auburn LSU basketball game in the middle of the basketball season and jumped aboard into an RV with no AC, big jumbo. Ronnie Rantz, who has since then become the owner. Okay, didn't like the look of the cross
should I go cross, open, close? I mean, it's so awkward. Like, I'm gonna go here.
Caught him real quick there. Hey.
Big guy.
I should have gone with the slacks. Didn't realize, you don't get YouTube and denim. But
Little pocket full.
behind enemy lines here on this Friday morning. Pumping the Rougarou. Looks like we might negotiate how we pick up.
should I sit like this? By the way,
I brought this for Lloyd. Let it swing, for God's
this
sakes.
for Lloyd.
Okay.
I brought this for Lloyd. As
no.
Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame poster for the upcoming next week. But anyway.
Who's in it?
You got a good class? Always a great class. Is Saban in this one?
He is not. We decided to move Saban to when he retires. He got selected to go into the 2020 class, but then COVID pushed it back, and then he was like, "Well, I can fly in just for the ceremony." It's like, "Wait, just wait till you're retired, whenever that is, and then that way you can participate fully."
Did he give you any idea when that was going to be?
Yeah, I know. Hopefully next year.
Yeah, right. Jumbo Jr. might be heading over that enshrinement.
Kyle Williams, Jari Evans, those are the big names, the biggest names of our class next week.
Congratulations congratulations on what you have done to that. No.
Thank you.
In all seriousness,
Thank
that
you.
organization. Yeah, right.
Lord works so hard.
But in all seriousness, the Hall of Fame, the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, obviously with the facility in Natchitoches, and since you have become overseeing it, it feels like just the interest to it,
Right.
if nothing else, has become very much.
Well, and then we're doing events. We do some events throughout the year, right? We do a spring golf tournament, we do a fall golf tournament, we have quarterly online auctions. We, other events that pop up. Usually, we do suits and sneakers. The last couple of years, they're doing some remodeling at LeBaire, so that will be next year. But we're doing. So we did the Skip Burtman documentary world premiere. We've done evenings with David Tom. So we've done a lot of other things outside of just the Hall of Fame induction weekend, and that's probably one of the biggest changes.
Yeah. And then another change to your resume is ownership of the Baton Rouge Rougarou. I know that this is the first year that you have been in this role. First and foremost, how has that been? You have obviously branded and recognized as kind of a baseball guy within our state, within the market. How has it been running your own team?
It's been quite interesting. Mother Nature has not been kind. We've been rained out twice already. We've played 4 home games and we've been rained out twice. So that's we've got to improve that record.
Sure.
I'm sorry. We've played 6 home games and 2 of them have been rained out. But it's been interesting. I took over the team. The Baton Rouge Rougarou is a summer college wood bat baseball team that plays in the Texas Collegiate League. There's over 20 college summer baseball leagues in the country. The Cape Cod in Massachusetts and the Alaska League, the most prominent, right? And they've been around 60, 70 years, those leagues. But the Texas Collegiate League's been around 15 years. It's a very good league. And we're just trying to make a niche for ourselves in this community. We play at Pete Goolsbee Field, which is the home of Baton Rouge Community College. I like to say it's downtown, right in the curve by the state capitol.
That's right.
Easy on, easy off the interstate. And we've got a lot of local players. Wes Terrio's our head coach. Sean Teague is our pitching coach. So it's a good time, and we do a nice job. We've got inflatables for the kids. We've got beer and daiquiris, and we've got the only refrigerated VIP suite in America to watch baseball games.
That's where we'll be.
So I mean, I think we're doing what we can. Next year we'll have a much better team because we'll be able to sign players in the fall, which is when a lot of the players sign. This year we're just trying to make sure the product is good.
Yeah, I was going to ask you on the recruitment of players. I'd imagine that you would have a lot of benefit, just because of your relationships with players on current rosters, and then the summer league guys that you already have access to. How does that happen?
So the most of the good players in college will sign or some sort of paperwork in the fall committing to a certain team for the following summer. Pitching's a little different. The days of the Cape Cod being the dominant league because all the stud pitchers go there is not really the case anymore. That's a facade. Because let's face it, the top couple starters for every team that throw 70-plus innings usually get shut down in the summer. Those guys aren't sending them off to throw more innings, or they don't want them to get stolen because of the transfer portal. So there's a lot of that going on, a lot of hiding players going on. So between those two factors, the pitching is watered down everywhere. And particularly in the Cape that has the reputation of being the dominant league, it's not like it was. You used to hit 300 back 20 years ago, and it was like, dude, that guy hit 300 in the Cape. Now you hit 300, it's like, okay, you hit 300. So the Texas Collegiate League pitching is very similar to everywhere else in the country. I think it's all about the same.
And as far as the Rougarou, this squad, how did you go about putting this team together on such a short?
Yeah, I mean, you just kind of, a lot of junior college mix. Some coaches don't necessarily place a lot of players to the spring. Everybody has their different philosophies. So, you take what you can get and you move the roster around and adjust accordingly. But trust me, come September, the jumbo caravan will be in full effect. I'll be jumping in my car, go stop around and go see all the coaches in the state that I know, and hopefully put together a pretty salty roster.
Tonight, the Cane Cutters are in town, and I know that a lot of the teams that you play, it's a very selected group, right?
Yeah. So there's in our league this year, there's only 5 teams in the league. Us, the Acadiana Cane Cutters, we'll play them all 12 times, 6 and 6 at home. The Acadiana Cane Cutters are our rival. They've been around 12 years. Mikhail Hilliard played there. A lot of LSU players have played there. UL players, obviously. And they're very good. They've had our number this year. They've beaten us 4 straight, and we lost 2 extra inning games to them. But then the other teams are out of Texas. Brazos Valley, which is the Brazos Valley Bombers, which is College Station and Bryant. And then you've got Victoria Generals, which is on the other side of Houston going towards Corpus Christi, and then Seguin River Monsters. Seguin's 30 minutes off an I-10 before you get to San Antonio. So that's our road trips. That's our teams. And it's like a little minor league schedule. It's like a short season, 48-game minor league schedule, 24 at home, 24 on the road.
Tonight, 7 o'clock first pitch. 6:55 first pitch.
First
Jordy
pitch.
Culotta show
Night. You're going to be
I'm
throwing
feeling
out the
good.
first pitch
I'm feeling
tonight,
good.
Coach.
I'm feeling
He's
good.
going in dry.
Would you go glove or no glove, Coach?
I would go, I don't know, just whatever makes you feel comfortable.
Okay.
I mean, personally, I'd rather go glove just because I'm more used to it.
I think so.
But-
Make it natural.
Yeah, but I don't know. Whatever you feel comfortable, just don't bounce it. You know what I
agree.
mean? That's
Okay.
the main
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I don't care
Yeah.
where
We
it
agree
goes,
on
just
this.
don't bounce
We
it.
agree. Wind up, douche or no douche?
I think you go from the.
No, I like to wind up.
Wind up.
Plus, you get a little more oomph on it if you go wind up.
Right.
I want to see
I need
what you
the
got.
push-off,
You know,
Coach.
I
I need the
want to see
push-off.
what you got.
go Rifleman, couple toe taps.
Okay.
Get in there.
Well, is that weird or what?
Is that what
That was
they
strange.
you were trying to count him out on the broadcast. Like when he goes 4, he usually throws about 98. When he goes 6, that's all like oh.
Yeah. God, I just miss Lloyd's hair. It's so good.
Isn't it good? Forehead's
so
getting
good.
bigger, Coach.
I just want to say
Peyton Manning
I want to say this for the
TRT.
record, since we are all here, kumbaya in this
Thank you,
room
Ron.
for the
It's great
first
to see
time.
you.
It is, and I feel honored to be here. I know it was very controversial for a
Yes.
number of months, but here we are. We got
Only for you, not for us.
We got to promote the Rougarou. It's so funny how life's twists and turns happen, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look, let's just throw it out there. A
Please.
year ago it was a different world for Jordy Culotta. You made a niche for yourself. You got the AFB Plus online thing rolling. And here's the deal: you rescued Lloyd.
Yeah.
The guy was selling Swatch watches in Alexandria at a jewelry store. He was miserable.
Miserable.
Okay, he's eating, leftover ham sandwiches in a break room. You took him from that miserable
Smoking
life,
cigarettes inside.
brought him
Soft
here. He's now living in luxury with his family, working for you.
Driving his mom's
That-
car.
I mean, it's
No, the Range Rover now.
this is everything he dreamed of.
Yes.
And it's all because of you, Jordy.
Coach, I mean, look, I can only promise so much in recruiting. It takes the player to make it come true.
Yeah.
And Lloyd has done that.
I mean, it's an amazing story. It's a rags to riches story. Not to mention, it's nice to sell things and you get 85% of the commission instead of 15. So good for you. It's a win-win.
That's right.
It's a win-win for everybody.
I would have to say I did.
You created a career for Mikey Matuk after baseball. I mean, look, you're the gift that just keeps on giving.
The
Thank you,
Kingmaker.
Jumbo. Thank you.
Yeah.
And look, here in about 20 minutes, you're probably going to be calling me for a job, too. So, you know what I mean? We can probably put you to work.
we got
programming.
All right.
Jacques, hey, how about plus?
All right. What do you guys know about Jumbo? He's back in the market.
By the way, I do want to say that
yes.
tonight the game will be on the radio, on ESPN Radio, 104.5. We'll have the Rougarou game on.
Who's
We got
on the call?
13 games on the radio this year.
Okay. Beautiful. Who's doing your...
It's a rotating mix, but Tommy Christand's our color guy, but our play-by-play guy is either Charles Hannegriff, Hunt Palmer. Just depends on who's of it. Jeff Palermo. Got a rotating chair there.
Man, they might want to pick this one up until first pitch tonight. Literal first pitch.
Well, we won't talk about that part.
Not sure who's throwing out the first pitch tonight. Ron, LSU, Jay Johnson, year one. Give me a grade. What'd you think?
Year one grade, considering they were ranked top 15 everywhere, top 12, 13 everywhere, some top 10s as well. I mean, B.
Okay.
B at best. I mean, they didn't live up to the preseason hype. Regardless of the whys, it just is what it is. I mean, LSU baseball, in my mind, LSU football's over under is 9.5 wins, right? If they win 10 games, no matter even if it's the bowl game, you can say, hey, we won 10 games, we went 10-3 or whatever. That's a great year. That's a good year for LSU football. I think LSU fans are always going to be happy winning 10 games, even if it's the bowl win. For LSU baseball, you should host a regional and you should get to a super and you should get to Omaha every other year. Like, in my mind, that's
the standard.
That's the standard, and anything below that is a disappointment. And so it's been a while. It's been since 2017 since they went to Omaha. They did not host a regional for the second year in a row, and so it was a disappointment from that perspective. Now, that said, I do believe in Jay Johnson. I think he's a good coach. I think he's a grinder. No one's going to ever outwork him. He's baseball 24/7. Can he put together the right staff around him that they're kumbaya? It wasn't he worked with guys for the first time this year. Fitzgerald's already left to go to Kansas to take the job. There's rumors that Kelly, the pitching coach, is going to be gone somewhere. but that he's probably going to make a change there. So you're basically, in sense, if you lose those two guys, blowing up your staff and starting over. And so that tells me that the first go-round probably didn't work perfectly, regardless of why. And so that's key, man. You can't do it yourself. He can't do it. He can't go recruit the players, coach the players, call the pitches, do everything. He's got to have people that he believes in, trusts, can coach up and turn them loose and let them do their job. Look at Jerry DiNardo admitted that years after his career. He said, look, I micromanaged too much at the end. I didn't give the autonomy to my assistant coaches to do their thing. Ogeron did the same thing after the national championship. It doesn't work. So Jay's got to make sure he has a staff he believes in, trusts, and lets them coach.
What's your vantage point of the SEC? I look up and I see 4 teams in the field in Omaha. I see Texas and Oklahoma are in the field as well. SEC is such a monster when you talk about football. How big is it in the baseball world?
Yeah, it's gigantic. I mean, it's the biggest. It's we always talk about the SEC being the boss in football. It's a no-brainer in baseball, right? Even this year, the SEC was down. Right. I mean, it really was. It was down, and yet
the best team's not there.
Yeah, the one that everybody thought would be there, Tennessee's not even there. So it just goes to show you're playing a regional weekend, a super regional weekend, just about every weekend in the SEC. I think that's fair to say. That's why those guys did so good. That's why Auburn went to Oregon State and won a super regional, because every weekend. Yeah. And I don't know how much you watched that Oregon State Auburn super regional, but the atmosphere was awesome. Yeah. Todd Walker was on the call. We talked about it. He and I on the phone. They had 4,000 people. It was raucous. It was a lot better atmosphere for the Super Regional this year against Auburn than it was last year when LSU played out there and Paul Maneri won in that final deal. But Auburn plays that Auburn's like, okay, a raucous 4,000 person crowd on the road, great. Yeah. We play at the box. We play at Ole Miss, play at Mississippi State, we play at Arkansas, we play at A&M. Bigger crowds, more raucous. They're just used to it, and that's why those teams did so well in the postseason.
How much do you credit Skip for what is going on in the SEC today? Or I guess...
Are you asking Skip?
The game? Yeah.
Ooh, you couldn't have played for me with that hair. See, I had a rule. Tookie Johnson was the only one could have a mullet. You can't have more than one mullet. It's a one mullet rule. Guys, George, thank you so much. It's very nice of you to say that. You're a great kid. Know your father. And listen, we did some things. We did some things at LSU when I was there, and smoke really didn't help. I did it all. And we had good guys. We had guys that believed. We had guys that knew their role, that wanted to be Tigers. And, they gave their blood and sweat and everything that they had. And then thanks for everyone filling up the camps, because I got paid crap and I needed the camp money. And thank you guys, by the way. Skip Burtman Baseball Camp's the greatest camp ever. And listen, Jordo, what were you asking me? I forgot. Bottom line is yes. Yes.
You're welcome.
I did.
And scene.
See me on the SEC Network.
They should send me a check for that. SEC Network was my idea when I was the AD. I told them, guys, we got to make more money. And where's my 1%?
With the friends' money.
Shit, man, it's so good.
We've got Rougarou tickets.
Yes,
by the way. Find me in the mystery parking lot out back.
You called him and told him I'm about to get into ownership. What did he say?
What's funny is he loves these two parts. We sell a family 4-pack of season tickets. Okay, which Skip did in 1984 when his first year. It was a $25 ticket. It got 2 adults and 2 kids into every LSU baseball game in the general admissions section. Wow, $25 back in 1984 for the season. Cool. And then the next year, I think, he went up to 50 and all that. Yeah. And so we did the same thing. The Rougarou have a $100 family 4-pack. You can come to any game, 4 people. We're not even gonna, that kids. We just 4 people. Yeah, right. Come on in. Right. But 4 people to every game. And it's the booklet. We can do it electronically, but I also have the booklet. And Skip loved that. I said, Coach, I did the family 4-pack. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good. How'd the family 4-pack do? He asked me yesterday, is that doing well? It's like, Coach, it's good. But the other thing I did was I said, Coach,
they're asking for more money.
I said the other thing I did was he always said the most important thing about the fan experience about going to a baseball game is the women's restroom. The women's restroom has to work. It has to be clean. It has to be nice. And thanks to Danny Bonfiglio and Janicare,
Wow.
we have the cleanest bathrooms of all of the Texas Collegiate League. We literally have a bathroom attendant that goes back and forth making sure the bathrooms are clean and spotless. And the women's restroom, we got a big neon sign that says "Kiss That Baby Goodbye" next to our an homage to Lynn Rollins. Right. So you come out to I'll even show you tonight. I'll make sure no one's in the restroom. You don't get in trouble. But I'm going to show you tonight the women's restroom. It's amazing, and that's the whole thing. Is that I learned that from Skip. When I told him that, that was his favorite part, was the women's restroom.
Do you
part.
get feedback on it? Like from fans?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I bet.
Yeah, absolutely. The only bad thing is there's no air conditioning in the women's bathroom.
Yeah.
So it's a little muggy in there. You want to get in and out.
Look, we're trying, ladies.
You know,
all right?
I mean, next year
Yeah,
we'll
right,
get
I'll
AC.
get you a window unit
It's a
next
70-year-old building. Work with me, people. Work with me. You know?
Ronnie got a whiff of that bus, and he's like, you know what? We don't really need.
I mean,
AC.
we went tarp, we went new padding, we went new electrical, we went ACs in the concession stand, and we're getting there, Coach. We're getting there.
Sure. West Terrio, his name is kind
Yeah.
of synonymous with baseball around town.
Yeah, Wes played in college,
Sure.
did a few stops. Obviously, he's at Dunham. He's the head coach at Dunham, and that's Ryan's brother. And then our rest of our staff is all guys that played or coached in college. Rick Smith, Rick Smith Jr., Sean Teague. So it's a really good summer staff.
Nice. As far as your promotions and marketing goes, I know that there is a lot that goes into that part of selling minor league baseball.
Well, every Friday home game, we have fireworks, and we do it during the seventh inning stretch. That way you don't have to wait to the very end. Who knows if it goes extra innings, and then next thing you know, you're popping fireworks at midnight for your staff and team. So we don't want that to happen. So we actually do the fireworks during the seventh inning stretch, and we didn't come up with that. We stole that from a team in Texas that does that. And we do, you run the bases every game. Let the kids run the bases. They get a Raising Cane's gift certificate for a free meal after when they're done running the bases. We do that during the game in the sixth inning. So we've got a lot of promotions. Saturday nights, $2 cheeseburger and Paradise Night. We get Chris's specialty meat cheeseburgers, $2 a piece, and we wear Hawaiian shirts and we play island music. And Sundays is military appreciation and first responders. They get in free. We have something every night of the week.
Hopefully, Hannegriff, the parrot head,
That's
will
right.
be there.
That's right.
Tonight. Well, so Ron, if people want to keep up with it, Rougarou, social media.
We're on all the platforms. brrougarou.com is our website. brrougarou.com, but we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We got a great young intern at Madison Dolis who does a good job. So definitely give us a follow.
Damn, I didn't get a call.
Yeah,
I didn't get a call.
Yeah.
It's shocking.
Do you do
off the intern game.
Go get my clean.
By the way,
Let's talk about the dry cleaner for
by the way, can we talk about him as an intern for a minute?
Yeah,
best
please.
you've ever had.
Please.
Not true, but I mean, I love that. I love that in time things get, it's more grandiose, whatever. I'm just so happy, Lloyd.
Put together a bedroom.
I'm just impressed that you get him up this early every morning, on time. You know what I mean? That's the thing I'm impressed
6:30.
with. Yeah, you're here at 6:30.
How long was y'all's run? 3 years?
Off and on for 2.5, probably.
Yeah.
And we complained the whole time. It's like it was never this is fun.
Yeah.
It was always come on, Lloyd, we need you, brother, we need you. Let's go. Lift that
Damn
box.
it, Ronnie! I still my favorite story about Lloyd when he was a part of the Sports Shorts crew is when he showed up on that golf match on that Saturday morning and hustled the shit out of y'all.
Yeah. Well, the thing about Lloyd is that there's
He tried to change the scorecard at the turn.
Yeah, there's just things that Lloyd
portrays.
Well, there's you would never know that Lloyd's going to show up and look like Jesper Parnevik, out there on the golf course with the white belt and the long slacks and all that. It's like, who is this guy? You know what I mean?
Jesper, bro.
You just where'd this come from?
I put down the middle on one. They go, oh shit.
I mean, Lloyd normally shows up somewhere and people just start giving him change, for whatever reason.
Eat the rest of my burger.
Right. I mean, I don't need it. You need it more than I do. But at a golf course, you're like, excuse me, sir, would you like to go before me? Tee off first? I want to watch you swing.
Can I hold your bag?
He's so slow, though. It takes forever.
I told you his biggest complaint was that you stand over the ball. You were Rory.
He does the, behind the ball. He does the, sizes it up, and then a couple of, I don't know if the 7 is really what I want. Maybe I should go 8. And then
throwing the grass in the air.
Bro,
Absolutely.
It's just too
and
much.
And you should see Ronnie get over it, hit it 50 feet left, and go, well, now you have to re-tee, so what takes longer?
Right. Yeah, not true. But
You
anyway.
lefty? You lefty off the tee?
No.
No, I'm saying he just hit it 50 feet
No, but
left.
do you swing left?
No, I'm righty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, athlete. All right, Ron. Congratulations,
You playing at
bro.
all?
I haven't been playing in months, man.
You got the bug for a little bit.
No, I did. I logged 130 rounds of golf.
It was unbelievable.
The year of COVID. I mean, like, I played like 30 days straight during the heart of COVID and then was playing all the time. But then life got back to normal, just haven't had a chance. But I plan on making up for it this fall.
How low did you get your handicap?
I went from a 19 to a 12.
Okay.
Which, not great, but I mean,
right,
it's
but
a good move
to
lose 7 in
jump.
a year.
Should get hustle from a guy like
strong.
Lloyd.
Yeah.
Shouldn't get hustle from a guy like Lloyd ever again.
I did beat this was my crowning achievement. I shot an 80 at TPC, Louisiana. I've never shot in the 70s. Okay, shot an 80, and I was playing a guy named Chris Husser, who Chris is a you know how like people are sandbaggers. They say that guy's a sandbagger when it comes to his handicap. Normally he'll go, oh, I'm a 7 when he's like a 5 or a 4, right? This guy's a reverse sandbagger. He's got such a big ego that instead
Gave
of
you the low number.
Then instead of saying like I'm a 3, he'll go I'm a -1. You know what I mean, right? So I play him and he's like a 0. He's like his Ginn handicap, the app that everybody bets off of, is like a 0, like or +1 or something crazy. But he really is. He's a good golfer, but he's really like a 3 or 4. He's not a 0.
Sure.
And so on that day, I was probably a 13 or 14 at the time. I shot an 80. He shot an 82. A straight up 82.
Beat
him straight up. Forget the strokes. So with strokes, I beat him by like 30 strokes. You know what I mean? Like, and here's this shows y'all what a bad golfer I am. I'm standing on 18T.
I was about to say.
And I go, if I par this hole, I'm gonna shoot a 79.
Oh, right.
And I literally verbalized. Buzzy's playing with me. I verbalized. If I par this hole, I'm gonna shoot a 79. I literally almost swing and miss. Almost swing and miss, and I hit a 50-yard dribbler off the box, and I still bogeyed the hole, which was pretty impressive.
Yeah. Hit yourself.
Right.
You're a pitcher with 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom 9.
I hit the bull with the ball. That's what I did. I hit the bull. By the way, Matuk played for the Durham Bulls.
Yes.
Yeah.
How was JD and the crew? How was Joel Davis?
Joel's doing fine. Go see him at Woodenhaven Furniture Company.
He came through here.
Did some of this from Woodenhaven? I don't know.
No, but he did call me out on all of it.
Yeah, I mean, you could have gotten it all from him for, you'd have gotten it 8 months from now, but cheaper.
It'd have been handmade.
Go to Woodenhaven on Government Street, right across from Calandro's. My boy Joel's doing great. I mean, he's just so intense.
Yeah,
he's so intense. The world bothers him.
That he is still an ancient athlete.
He's 51 or 2. He looks good, man, for his age.
He does. When he came through here, I mean, I said, "My God, are you still playing?" He said, "Coach, I'm still playing flag football." I couldn't.
It's incredible.
I could not get over.
But he's also a guy who didn't play as a kid.
That's right.
That's the problem.
That's right. That's
he
the
didn't
deal.
play as a kid.
That's the
He
deal.
quit his team in high school.
That's the deal.
Made the team quit. He was a skater. So he's making up for it later in life.
An actor.
What do you think of that translucent skin he has? Like you can see the veins and everything like underneath it.
You
Y'all got it bad.
I want you to check that out next time you see him.
Okay.
You should have seen him at the golf course. We went to U Club. Joel shows up in Vans on the first tee, and the starter is like, "Who's this?" He's like, "He's with Ronnie." And then he shows up lathering up on sunscreen. It's like, dude, the sun's not even out.
So 80 block. You know what I mean?
He's fighting the sun.
Yeah. Not that I'm super tan or anything, but still.
For God's sake,
can we change the lighting? The lighting here is just not
Jesus.
super conducive. I hope it looks better on at home than it does on our screen.
The 8 o'clock hour turned into rated R.
Double R.
Yeah, right. Triple X. We'll see you tonight, bro.
I'm looking forward to you throwing out the first
man.
pitch. Anybody who comes out to the Baton Rouge Rougarou game tonight, all you have to do is go up to the ticket booth, say you heard it on the Jordy Culotta show. You're going to get 2 free tickets.
Wow.
And then we'll have we got fireworks tonight. We got fireworks. And look, we need your help. By the way, let me say this. We're playing our rival, right? We haven't beaten them. We're 0-4 this year against
Come
them.
on,
So we need your help.
Rougarou.
But here, let me tell you this.
I worked for the Cane Cutters last year.
Did you
All
really?
right, all right,
Good
all
for you.
right.
No, I don't know. Good for you or not.
Right.
But anyway,
Jordy found
shout
another
out
one.
Richard. Whatever. But anyway,
Dick.
Jordy saved another one.
but here's the thing: is that we have this is the only thing we have. It's super hot, right?
Sure.
The ballparks in June and July in Louisiana are super hot. But here's how we combat that. If you come out to our ballpark, we have the only AC refrigerated box with where you can watch the game inside of a 20-degree refrigerated box with windows.
The LSU football
It's the
team?
same thing
Boudreaux?
LSU's got.
This is
The Boudreaux box.
This is the Boudreaux box?
They have a second one. We're using it.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Not in the women's bathroom.
At LSU, they have on their football field a $200,000 AC box that the football team goes in to cool off. Well, they rent a second one every August. Well, they keep it down at Schwest Shipping down in South Louisiana. So we got it brought up to us to use in June and July, and then I'm going to ship it across town when LSU football needs it.
Where do you put it?
It's on the first baseline behind the visitor dugout.
Wow.
So you come out there, you sit in it. We got a daiquiri trailer right next to it. We got cold beer. You want to, if it gets a little warm, you blast in there for 5 minutes, cool off, and you're good to go, Coach.
Ron, I'm in, man.
I mean, isn't that amazing? Nobody's got that in the country.
Nobody.
Coach.
We're in.
Yeah.
Baton Rouge Rougarou tonight, 6:55 first pitch from us, and then 7 o'clock official first pitch between the Cane Cutters and the Rougarou, live from Goldsby Field. We are looking forward to it. All you got to do is mention the Jordy Culotta Show when you step up to the window. 2 free tickets. Come in, enjoy it. Fireworks tonight. Hopefully the Rougarou can get over the hump and beat their rivals. Ronnie Rantz is the owner. He's doing great work over there. Casey McKenzie, West Terrio, their entire crew. Check them out online. Rougarou, all over the social media sites. Step up to tickets tonight. Just mention the Jordy Culotta Show and check us out over at Goldsby Field. Yeah, for God's sake.
Next time I'll wear
Thank
pants.
God. Or a cup. See ya. We'll be back with more of the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet.
Underwear's at the dry cleaning.
True Blue Water, true hydration at its finest. Right now, you're only a few minutes away from getting your 5-gallon water delivered to you, just like we are over here at the UDL. All you got to do is log on to truebluewater.com. That's TRU, bluewater.com. The website's fantastic over at truebluewater.com. You can get your service and find out how quick it is. You can schedule a delivery, even hop on the billing system right there at truebluewater.com. TRU, bluewater.com.
The Jordy Culotta Show is brought to you by A-Bears Lawn Maintenance. Commercial or residential, A-Bears Lawn Maintenance is ready to work. A-Bears can tackle all your homeowners association requirements. Call Blake at 225-485-8022. A-Bears Lawn Maintenance. The Jordy Culotta Show is brought to you daily by Morales Roll-Offs. Morales Roll-Offs provides dumpster rentals for residential and commercial needs in Baton Rouge and surrounding areas. Morales has roll-off dumpsters ranging from 10 yards to 40 yards to accommodate all of your disposal needs. Search online, moralesrolloffs.com.
Looking to book a dumpster but no idea how? We've made it quick and easy for you. Check out our website at moralesrolloffs.com. Let Morales Roll-Offs know your desired delivery date and finally, provide your contact details. To make payment, look out for an email invoice with all your booking details. On delivery day, our driver will notify you through text and email that your dumpster is ready and on the way. Now you know how easy and convenient it is. Call Morales Roll-Offs at 225-427-0000 for your dumpster.
Southern Eye Centers, located at 6859 Jefferson Highway right here in Baton Rouge, has been serving your eyes for over 40 years in the capital region. They offer friendly service in a helpful environment with the highest level of personal care to manage your eye health and vision needs. If you want more information, log online to southernyecenters.com. That is southernyecenters.com. Stop in and check out their beautiful office located on Jefferson Highway right here in the capital city. And remember, each time you walk in there and you mention the Jordy Culotta Show, Dr. Ann Shaw and Southern Eye Centers will take 25% off of their fantastic selection of sunglasses. All you got to do is mention the Jordy Culotta Show. Check them out. southernyecenters.com and located at 6859 Jefferson Highway. Show. Welcome back here to the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet, live on this Friday. Foodie Friday coming up. Compliments of our friends over at Iverstein's. We'll talk to the cooking couple and our friends over at Iverstein's. Josh from Iverstein's is over here. We'll be eating up some good food from Iverstein's coming up here on the Jordy Culotta Show. We go back up to New York City. We missed out on our guy the last couple of weeks, Nathan Velasquez of the 5 Minute Critic. Of course, you can read all of his work or find all of his work on YouTube. Make sure you are subscribed there to keep up with the latest movie reviews. It's happening. Nate, good morning. It has been a while. How are you, buddy?
Been good. Good to see Ronnie. I actually thought the first time that I met Ronnie Rantz, you called me. I had just started working with you, like a month in. You called me and you said, hey, Ronnie, he's got this show on Saturdays. He needs some help with the show. You'd be willing to work. Just call him. He'll give you all the details. I don't know anything. He just said he needs help. So I called him. He's like, hey, man, this Saturday, yeah, we'll start a little early. Just kind of, get there, And I'm like, sure, yeah, video. I can help you with video. I'll produce it. Like, that's no big deal. I'll just make sure I'm there on time. He's like, no, I'm going to need you to co-host it for about an hour, about the first hour with Joel. And I'm like, I gave him the lowdown. I was like, Jordy clearly did not give you the lowdown on my brand, and sports is not a big part of it. And he was like, oh, that's fine. Just ask questions. Just you just got to be like, he was like, I need you as a warm body in that seat for the first hour. And that I don't know how I sounded. I must have sounded like the biggest fool, just sitting there being like, so, how many guys are on the team? Why that many guys? Well, and everyone's like, oh, yeah, he's fine. Yeah, right. Yeah, and you can tell he was looking. He's like, who the shit is this guy that Ronnie's got filling in for me? That was it was something. It was something. But and then Ronnie walks. He's like, hey, thanks for doing this. Great job. It's like, I did not do a great job.
We'd love to have you back next week if you don't mind.
Ronnie didn't listen to a second of it.
That's right. As long as you were there. All right, Nathan, we have been waiting on this review, it feels like forever now. I have finally seen it this week. It feels like we have been going back and forth on when we can get the review from you and just not been able to meet up on it. But Top Gun Maverick, and what did you think of it?
What did you think?
I thought it was great. I thought it was a great ode to Tom Cruise. I thought Tom Cruise, for what he has accomplished within the trade of acting and in Hollywood, it was a great ode to him. And waiting that long to produce the sequel, to me, made a ton of sense because of the way that it was rolled out, the way that it was done, the way that it was directed. And it showed off Cruise, obviously, it was built around him, but it showed off more of the skill that he puts into acting. When you dive in and learn about Top Gun, the fact that he does some of the flying scenes, or that he's an accomplished and skilled pilot, the things that he puts in to his work, I thought was a celebration of that through Top Gun Maverick.
It's I don't think, like, I would be suspect of someone that says they dislike Top Gun Maverick. It's fantastic. It's not better than the first. The first is the blueprint of Top Gun, so right. you can't really top that. But what this has is just an improvement on the spectacle. Like, it felt to me a lot like Dunkirk. Not in turn, like, Dunkirk is doing a lot better things, more interesting things with story. Like, you got a Christopher Nolan movie, so they're doing the coolest thing to the max. But this, it's almost on that level in terms of the spectacle. And, like, that is the reason, if you haven't seen it, go see it in a theater. This movie is not going to be as cool when you're streaming it, when it comes out on Paramount Plus. But it is just the spectacle, the way that you can feel that they have the actors in these planes, the way that Tom Cruise is able to keep his cool in acting through like going at those speeds, like I'm short for words here. The first section, like the first 10, 15 minutes, right, where Ed Harris is out there in the front of the strip, and the plane just zooms right above him in the like roof of the shed next to him, just kind of like flies off, and that actually happened. Like all of that is happening in real time. They're getting all of this stuff in camera. You really feel that translates just so well. It's a fantastic, again, like if you want to critique it, you can critique it in terms of, the Jennifer Connelly character doesn't really do that much. She's not that impactful to the story. There's so much in terms of the story that is like, we're going by the beats of what you're supposed to do. But it hits all of the generic beats very well. But what's better is the spectacle. Like it's just heart racing throughout the entire thing. It's really, really, really something on that level. And yeah, Tom Cruise is the one that kind of orchestrates all of that. There was like an interview with him this last week where he's like, yeah, you know what? Some men and women, they just aren't cut out for making movies the way that I make movies. And that's that you're going to be doing some dangerous shit. And hey, it's fine. Not everyone's up for it, but those that are going to make some pretty damn good movies. And he does. He makes some really damn good movies.
Is he the best action star of our generation?
I'm trying to think who else is kind of competing at that level. I mean, James Bond is kind of doing the type of stuff that he does, but we don't really have him. Yeah, Daniel Craig. But there's no one else that's really doing the thing that Tom Cruise is doing, which is that he's carrying all of his movies. Like you put his name on the poster, and that's kind of 30-40% of why people are going to see it, because it's Tom Cruise. Like Daniel Craig, I feel, doesn't have that pull, that appeal. It's almost like when you see a Tom Cruise movie, he's not playing a character. You're almost like, it is Tom Cruise.
It's no matter what you see, it's Speedman from Tropic Thunder.
And that's the thing. That performance, the fact that he did that, I think kind of gained a whole other level of credibility, because it was like, it's like how, Brad Pitt does this, all like, the handsome stars do this. It's, you've got to do the stupid, but also like really fun role, like show that you have range, and then get back to doing the shit that you're really good at doing. And I just can't get over the fact that he's still, like, in Mission Impossible, he's jumping out of these planes, hanging onto the sides of planes, breaking his ankles while making these movies. I mean, the guy, I think he's about to turn 60. That's another interesting, like, whenever the first Top Gun came out, Tom Cruise was 24 years old.
Wow.
And now he's 59 coming out with the sequel. And, I mean, yeah, again, I don't think it's better, but that just speaks for how dedicated Tom Cruise is to his craft. The guy's almost 60. He's been, like, the sequel is, almost 40 years ago, and he's still delivering at that level. It's bizarre. But I don't know who else you could compare him to, really.
Looks incredible with his shirt off, too, at 60 still. Joker 2 was announced earlier this week, Nate, and it's going as a musical. Were you surprised at this?
I feel like this is a really stupid thing to announce, even if it's going, like, the group of people that like Joker. I love Joker. I know you guys like Joker. It's a great movie. But the people that like Joker, it's the crowd that likes Martin Scorsese movies. It's the crowd that enjoys darker material, enjoys violence. And I feel like we're, maybe a year and a half from even seeing a trailer for Joker 2 announcing, it's going to be a musical. Look, it could be cool. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm not excited. I'm fine with musicals. It's not my, preferred genre. But I think in general, the audience that likes Joker is going to see that it's a musical with Lady Gaga and go, what the fuck are we doing here? What is this supposed to be? Right. It's just, when I first saw it, I was like, damn, that's ballsy, that's risky. It's exciting because they might be able to pull it off, but I don't think the main core of the audience is going to see that and go like, oh yeah, no, that's awesome that they're taking these risks. They're making Joaquin Phoenix sing and dance. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see Lady Gaga. And I feel like this is the type of thing, it's like, hold that news until the trailer comes out, and then floor people with showing them these cool dark visuals, maybe a dark musical. I feel like it's a stupid thing to announce right now. But I mean, I'm still excited for it. It'll still be fine.
Netflix has been in the news a lot lately, it seems, but this news is about a launch, a trailer to their first NC-17 movie is out, and it's about Marilyn Monroe, and it's titled Marilyn. What did you make of this news?
I think the movie looks cool. I mean, for those that are the director of this is the director who did Killing Them Softly and The Assassination of Jesse James. Fantastic movies. If you haven't seen them, definitely check it out. This is his first movie in I think almost 10 years. But in terms of Netflix releasing an NC-17 movie, if you don't know, essentially, if you make a movie that censors C and they go, this is too graphic in whether nudity or violence, that it's too bad even for an R. So you go a step beyond, you say, we're going to give it NC-17, which is generally like box office poison. Because you can't take kids. That's the thing. But Netflix saying, well, we're streaming it. So essentially this is just, this movie is raunchy as shit, or it's going to be violent as hell, and we're going to put it out on Netflix. I don't know how it's going to go. It's the first time a streamer's done that. So that's the thing. Netflix is in such shaky ground right now. I don't know if this is going to go well or bad for them, but they're still taking risks. I don't know. The trailer looks cool, but I don't know if it's going to polarize people or not polarize people. Well, that's, just kind of wait and see. The Knives Out news. They released a trailer for Knives Out as well this week. I don't know. I thought the first Knives Out was fine. I'm not very excited for this new Knives Out. They're doing a whole series of them. I think the main story with this, the amount of money they are paying for this movie. Put it in perspective, Daniel Craig made $85 million if you take all the money he made on all the James Bond movies. That's just James Bond. He made 5 of them? And he gets $85 million at the end of the day. For Knives Out, they are offering him $50 million for each Knives Out movie he does for Netflix. He's already banking $100 million, more than he did for Bond.
No wonder he quit James Bond.
Movies.
Yeah,
I can't. I'm surprised that they did that. Netflix has said they're going to stop doing the big spending, so obviously they already did this like a year ago. But I don't know. Like, Netflix does this. They cash out on these huge projects with a ton of money, and I don't know if there's interest for it. That's the thing. I don't know if there's interest for that, but we'll see. They're going for a lot of power plays. We'll see if it works.
$50 million a film is nuts
per movie.
Are they still making sure you can't share streams? Because I still have everybody's password and I'm all good.
They keep talking about that. They said, I don't know if that was real or if they were just losing so much influence at the beginning of this year, like losing 2 million subscribers.
Let's lose more.
I don't know if they were just trying to boost confidence. Yeah, I don't know, but I don't think you can do that. I think people are gonna. I think you're gonna leave. Like, I don't think that's gonna work.
Nathan, I loved Miles Teller's performance in Top Gun Maverick. I thought he was sensational there. Have you had a chance to see him in The Offer?
I am in the middle of The Offer right now. It is silly as shit. It's a really, really silly show.
A bunch of Italians.
Also a lot. It's still a lot of fun. Well, it's the type of thing where Francis Ford Coppola, he's like maybe in his 30s in this movie, and he's like sitting out on the patio. And he's just he's holding a glass of wine. He's like, what I really love? I love being in North California, and I just love all of this wine. It's so good. It's just so, it's like, okay, so Francis Ford Coppola loves wine. He's got his wine. What's going? There's some of that stuff that's funny. There's some of the stuff that's a little bit overbaked. But the thing is, if you like The Godfather, if you like monster movies, if you like movies, I think it does a great job of giving you a look into the mechanisms in that world. Like, it does a good job with the nostalgia. That side's a lot of fun. So it's silly, while at the same time just exciting in terms of either The Godfather or just behind the scenes shit. So if you're into that and you kind of just go in knowing, hey, it's a little silly, I'm enjoying it. I'm still enjoying it, just knowing that there's some handy stuff in it.
What did you think of Teller in Top Gun?
I think he's great. A lot of people were giving shit about the mustache. I think the mustache works well. I think that's fine. I think it played very well. But no, I think that was good. And he's also great in The Offer. Like, I didn't think he was great in Whiplash. I feel like everyone that was in Whiplash, if you haven't seen that movie, he's fantastic in that. Other than that, I was not a huge fan of him. But it's getting to the point he's kind of coming into being this movie star. He's probably going to be, like, he won't be at Tom Cruise level, but he's coming into his own of just being one of the A-list actors. And the more that he does it, it does seem like he is. He's a very good actor. And yeah, he convinced me. I was not a fan of him like 2 years ago.
I have to be honest, the one that I am most impressed with in The Offer, and I had to look up who he was to find out, like, kind of his IMDb almost, was Matthew Good, who is playing
He's great.
The studio head in The Offer.
Yeah.
To me, Nate, he is fantastic.
He also pulls off the accent. He's British.
Yes,
like that accent that he gets. I don't even know how you. Yeah, he plays Robert Evans, like the head of Paramount. He does a very good job with that. Matthew Good. He's someone who's never really. he's in a lot of stuff, but he's never really become an A-list actor.
Right.
But no, he is fantastic. He's really good in this. He gets that accent down so well, that like California raspy, like rich accent. Like he looks like he's been sitting out in the sun a little bit too long. But particularly the speech that he gives whenever he like equates making movies to going to church. Like that, when he does that whole delivery, I thought was great. Like you're full on that. Like he's very, very good in the show. He's good in anything. He's really good.
I also think, much like everything that depicts the 70s, it does a great job of giving you the feeling of Hollywood during that time period, of just probably how lawless it was for people like him, studio heads and A-list actors. I'm sure Hollywood was such a playground for them during that time.
I've only seen one scene where they do coke, so they clearly are not depicting that realistically.
Hollywood breakfast.
But that he was running with the owner of the Chateau Marmont, during that time
and
was just.
At the same time, you know that this is the same time period and world where like Boogie Nights is going on.
Sure.
Like you know that just like in the seedy part of the same town, you've got all those characters going around.
Stuff happening.
Yeah.
Yes. Right.
Yeah. It does. It captures that fun of that was going on before all of that kind of came crashing down a bit in the 80s. But yeah, no, it does. It feels like the Wild West, New Frontier type stuff. Like all of this stuff about we don't follow the rules. We make our own goddamn rules. It does. It has that fun spirit about it. So yeah, no, it gets the nostalgia. It gets the tone. I think like that. I think that's the part that I am enjoying most in it, is just. In the 70s. It recreates the 70s in a way that feels like a whole lot of fun.
It absolutely does. Nathan Velasquez, the 5-Minute Critic. Find him all over social media to keep up with his work. He is reviewing and giving you his thoughts on movies on his YouTube page. Make sure you are subscribed there. Nathan, I got to imagine this is a beautiful time to be in New York City. Nothing like New York in the springtime. Weather's got to be phenomenal right now in the Northeast.
Oh, it's great. And they just announced yesterday that we're going to be a host city for the 2026 World Cup.
I saw that.
Yeah. Exciting stuff.
Awesome, bro. Enjoy the weekend. We'll talk to you next week.
Sports with Nate.
Y'all too?
Tune in tomorrow for Sports Shorts. He'll be co-hosting with Joel Davis.
Sports Shorts.
Later, buddy.
See ya.
There is Nathan Velasquez checking in from New York. What a great time to be in New York City as the weather is phenomenal. Speaking of Sunday, it is Father's Day coming up. Father's Day is almost upon us. Dead Soxy has the perfect gift for any budget. Whether it is a gift that you are buying for yourself or you're buying one for your old man, Dead Soxy is excited to help you celebrate with style. Go to deadsoxy.com and take advantage of the site's site-wide 35% off sale. Stock up on your gift for your feet that will thank you time and time and again. If you visit deadsoxy.com and use the promo code, you get 35% off of your entire order by using the promo code Jordy, Jordy. Is the promo code. 35% off when you use the promo code. Happy Father's Day from Dead Soxy. Online, deadsoxy.com to get your order in today. 35% off if you want to save 35%. Use the promo code Jordy, Jordy. We're eating when we come back. Compliments of Iverstein's. The cooking couple and Josh from Iverstein's are here. We'll invite them in next on the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet. inspiration, man.
Appreciate
I cannot wait to watch your group play. And the reason we said this to the public, we wanted to get you on, is because everybody that's come through here, recruit, player in the locker room, coaches, have mentioned your name of making an impact on their time or their decision to be at LSU. So keep doing it right, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Like I said, you give our guys a platform. They come in talking about the show, so this is awesome. Nice setup too. I might steal one of these couches.
Yeah, you got it, bro. You got it. We got a lot of gear for you.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it.
LSU cornerbacks coach Robert Steeple's in with us for that was great inspiration, man.
Appreciate it.
I cannot wait to watch your. All right, welcome back here to a Friday edition of the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Ghost Chevrolet. Happy early Father's Day to all of you out there. Make sure and have a great weekend. Remember and use the promo code DEADSOXY or Jordy over at deadsoxy.com to pick up your gifts, socks, whether it's for you, your old man, your uncle, anybody who's celebrating Father's Day. Use the promo code Jordy and receive 35% off. It is good to have our people back in studio. We've got the cooking couple here. We've got Josh from Iverstein's that is here. The last 2 weeks, a lot of things been moving and shaking over there at Iverstein's, so we took a little break. But now we are ready to fire it back up, and we're doing it with some incredible pork tenderloin here this morning on this Friday as we welcome back in Lance, Christy, and Josh to the conversation. Before we get to Josh to talk about tomorrow's grand opening on Iverstein's over there at Perkins Crossing Shopping Center, right near Bluebonnet and Perkins. Let's start with the cooking couple. First, it is great to see everybody.
What's
up?
Yes, it's good to be back.
Yeah.
You bet your ass it's good. FM cooking, FM food. Lance, what are we eating on this morning, bro? It smells terrific.
Pork tenderloin.
Talk a lot so I can eat.
Pork tenderloin. It's pork tenderloin seasoned with Avec 2 Fiesta blend, which is something that's still kind of sitting on my counter as a prototype.
It's coming.
It's not really a prototype in itself. It's finalized. It's titties. Is it delicious?
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Stewie, zoom in on the bottle there on.
Oh yeah, that's my regular. That's just regular spicy.
Just the spicy.
That's just the regular spicy. You got basically.
The Fiesta is not
The
available
Fiesta,
yet.
no,
Okay.
it's basically like my closest thing to like a Taco Tuesday
Yeah,
season.
it does have a very.
It's very Spanish.
Yeah.
For me, it was like we got a lot of Spanish roots in Louisiana. Let me grab something from that kind
It does
of
have
area.
a taco taste to it.
But all we did was season the tenderloins, brown them really well in some butter, pull them out,
while they just had a sear on them, while they weren't cooked all the way, and throw in some veg, like some bell pepper and onion and tomato. And
From our friend's farm.
From our friend's farm.
Yeah.
And
fresh veggies. And
hit it,
we were like,
hit it. Yep, hit it real hard with more Fiesta blend, and then once that's all browned down, bone broth. Season the rice like you would a jambalaya. I mean, season the water, your broth, like you would a jambalaya. A little salty, and then let the rice cook about 10 or 12 minutes. And then once it's almost done, put those pork tenderloins back in, cover it, and let it finish another 5 or 6, 10 minutes. Anyway.
How much was the initial cook time on the tenderloin?
The sear was just
The sear was like 3 to 5 minutes, and then the additional cook time was like 6 or 7.
Really?
Yeah. But one of my favorite things about pork tenderloin, a few things. It's lean. If you're like meal prepping and looking for a lean protein, pork tenderloin is actually one of them. And it's also ridiculously fast.
Yes.
And you can cook it so many different ways. You can put it in like a hot smoker and give it a little hot smoke if you want. You can just stick it on the grill real fast. You could cut it into smaller portions and sear it really quickly. But yeah, it's a pretty fast cook. I cooked this morning at the house. I think it took me 35 minutes.
Wow. What's the prep? What's the prep on them?
dice a bell pepper and an onion.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, and on the pork tenderloin, there was nothing. They gave them to me really clean. Most of the silver skin all pulled off. I cut them into instead of big long ones, I cut them into 4 sections and seasoned them. No marinating or anything. Yeah, just seasoned them and seared them, really quick.
Your time off did not set you back at all, bro.
No.
It's still awesome.
Well done.
I didn't know this is not like riding a bike at all. You did not lose any of your skill. Josh, the meat man, is here.
Hey.
You've got new locations. First off, what do you think about the tenderloin?
This is fantastic.
Yes.
Like you guys.
Oh,
I'm with you. Pork tenderloin is so good.
Me too.
It's
We
easy.
love
It's such a good multi-use thing.
And
like
people
you can.
try to overcook it, but really don't. Leave a little bit of that pink in the middle, so it's like really tenderoni. Like you want it good. Y'all
Oh my God,
tenderoni.
Hey, a little
This is
meathead
really good.
fact for you. You can eat pork just like beef.
Yeah, I like it. I approve.
You can eat pork a medium rare at
Absolutely.
135,
100
just like beef.
1,000%.
Really?
Yes.
Yep, USDA.
The pink doesn't look good as good on the pork
I don't
as it
go
does on
pink
the meat.
bloody
So
on
you see
mine.
what this is? This is like,
it is pink in the middle.
You got to have a little
but it's
bit.
not too pink.
Yeah.
Right.
Even
You leave
on
it-
your pork chops, leave a little. Don't.
Okay.
I'm not advertising, have it bloody, but
It needs to be pink.
Food and Drug, the
I'm with
USDA,
Did I
FDA,
hear you say meathead?
135.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on mine.
I do like that. Sure, I need it.
Yeah.
But the pork tenderloin is fantastic, y'all.
Oh,
Knocked it
yeah.
out of the park. Good to be back, man.
It's great to see you, buddy.
Thanks you. Hey, big congratulations to you and your team, man.
Thank you, buddy.
That's
For
awesome.
sure.
Big news this
Thank you.
week.
Thank you.
Big
thank you.
news. That's cool.
We've been missing y'all on Friday for sure.
Been going hungry.
Yes. God's sakes, we didn't even eat breakfast
Sitting
or
over here
something?
starving.
Tell me what's been going on in your life, Josh. Last 2 weeks have to been wild.
They are.
Not personally, buddy, but at work.
Yes, at work. my regular life is pretty mundane. Yes,
Yes,
but
therapy
no,
session here.
I shouldn't say that I love my life. But at the getting the store ready has been fantastic. Delivering people their butcher bundles still has been fantastic.
It's looking
Working on
good.
menus. We've got some great things that we're working on for the butcher bundles, which is the subscription coming up. So really excited about that. But the big move, 7731 Perkins Road.
Yes, Perkins Crossing Shopping Center.
Perkins Crossings, there's a Cultured Guru restaurant kind of right across the street.
Buzzing shopping center, bro.
But, yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people moving around.
But I
that
like it
shopping
because
center.
there's plenty of parking spaces.
I agree.
Compared to our, yes.
And y'all have, y'all got the corner office.
Corner office. So, yes, the restaurant, we're going to be open 10 to 5 on Saturday, with lunch going from 11 to 3. And check this out. Smoked pork loin, braised chuck roasts,
Wow.
and some baked chicken thighs.
So what are we looking at, Josh? Like daily lunch specials?
Yes, meat and
Okay.
threes, as we're calling them. Meat and three. So that's our meat choices on Saturday. Your sides are going to be some awesome collards with smoked ham hocks as we do it. Smoked Gouda mac and cheese, roasted green beans, and our famous boudin rice dressing.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. So this is the deal. In the new spot, we're serving lunch daily.
Daily. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. And we'll be doing breakfast as well. With this opening, that soft opening we have coming up on Saturday, we're really excited. We're not going to be doing breakfast, just lunch from 11 to 3. And then we are open on Father's Day for your meat needs.
Nice.
But no lunch or breakfast on Father's Day.
7138 Perkins Road is the address.
7130, yeah.
that right?
Yeah.
71. It's Perkins Crossing Shopping Center.
It's right there by Sushiyama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good little spot.
If you're on Perkins Road, heading away from the river, you're heading away from downtown, you're heading towards like the Country Club Louisiana on Perkins Road, towards that way on Highland Road. As soon as you cross over Bluebonnet, it's right there on your left. As soon as you cross over Essen.
Yep,
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Essen towards Bluebonnet.
Yeah.
So stop in and see them, man. Iverstein's, same great selections, just wider now, bigger spot.
Bigger spot.
Yeah, serving up. Last time I was passing by there, I saw Galen putting together like the range in the kitchen. They were moving it in. I mean,
it's so fun. I was just there yesterday, and like they're back to cutting these meats, which is really cool.
Good looking cut room.
Yeah. Great looking cut room.
So
my
much
boy.
room over there.
Yeah. My boy gave him a quick shout out. No free shout outs, but my boy Ben Blair does all the master cutting.
Benny B.
Benny B. Oh,
Ben's great.
Slicing. He makes a smoked sausage.
Samurai
and
Ben.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll be over there today. We're going to stop by Iverstein's and check it out for sure. Grand opening tomorrow on Saturday. So if you're moving around, getting ready for Father's Day, make sure and check out what's happening at Iverstein's. And we're back on weeklies. Huh? No more breaks for us.
No more breaks.
All right? We're committing to one another. All right?
Right here?
All of us.
Right here?
No more breaks. No more breaks.
You saw my face?
That's what I said. You guys are starving. Finally. I feel like I've been lost at sea for the last 2 weeks and finally found. We're going to be over at Iverstein's. Make sure you check them out. Perkins Crossings Shopping Center. You bet your ass it's good. All over social media. Make sure you check them out. Avec Two Spices. The Mexican style is not out just yet, but it needs to be.
Is it good?
Yes, it does. Yeah. It was awesome.
Good. Yeah, that was insane. That was so good.
That was great.
Rice is so flavorful.
This came to me while I was not quite awake yet. Honestly,
he was dreaming.
I'm not shitting you. Up until
I know exactly what I'm doing.
Up until this morning, we didn't know what we wanted to do with it. We were like, I'll just get up in the morning and decide what to do with the pork tenderloin.
Yeah.
So this is what it did.
Best plays are called at the line of scrimmage.
Exactly.
You got to get up there and play. Just make the play. Appreciate everybody for being here. Make sure to hit that like button, share button, comment button. We'll be back with you on Monday morning, 7 a.m. Stop in and check out Iverstein's for Father's Day. Everybody have a happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
No mic'd up?
No mic'd up.
No mic'd up.
Earl's has a private party.
This is a party in your mouth.
First pitch, Rougarou, 6:55 tonight. Make sure and check us out. If you mention the Jordy Culotta Show at the gate, 2 free tickets. Have a great weekend.
Hell yeah. Dude.